Holy crap, you're getting folded. Dude, why is there Promethean in here? Water breathing, 5th form! Please, zombie world. I'm coming! Well, welcome, it's TEA. Well, the abbreviation for TEA, trying every archetype. For those who already know what this deck does and just want to see me run a couple of games and my thoughts at the very end of the video, make sure to skip a couple hours. But before you do that, ADHD version coming right up, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed, hope you stay for the long haul. Let me know if you like it, and let me know if there's any comments or things you want to see me play next or ways to improve the video. But anyways, my name's Nose, welcome to TEA. Today, I've been requested this one, so that's nice. Hopefully I can perform, I really hope I can. We're going to play Jeez, we're not playing Malefics, dear lord, we're not playing Malefics. We're playing Mayakashi. This card's a worse quick draw synchron. If this card was level 1, maybe I would have played it. This card is the reason why the extra deck cannot be more than 15. If only this card had the effect to quick synchro. This card, I mean, who said Tenpai was the only archetype with 1-card combos? This is the best extender I could think of. Yay, battle protection. Mill, baby. Popping traps, feeling the naps. Destroying monsters. Energy drink. He can only be immortal, but only for 5 minutes. This is not even my final form. Okay, this card's actually pretty good, not even going to lie. This is my final form. And it's pretty good, it's actually not that bad. Yay, a searcher. Oh no, it's hard once. Could be better. Yay, draw power. Could be better. You know, my expectations were low, and this still dipped just a little bit below that. Wow, this card is played everywhere except in Mayakashi. Sweet. All this yapping, and nothing's good. Alright, next up we have Yukiona, the Icicle the Icicle Mayakashi. Here's our in-archetype in-engine list. Then we go into the big guy. Then Daki triggers again. Dude, we're gonna get Nibiru'd. Oh no. Alright, let's see. We got Mayakashi, and let's play the game. Holy cannoli, people are actually playing Mayakashi. Oh, there's only one of these? No way. There's 2? There's 3? Okay, never mind. Okay, well, people play Mayakashi. I don't know I'm here. People play Mayakashi. This one was made 2 weeks ago. Like, what's going on here? Why am I playing this deck? Spread the good word of Mayakashi. You know, this one right here that just says Mayakashi, and then you just see Nibiru. Yeah, I think they know what's going on because they know you just get Nibiru'd and that's GG's. Anyways, la-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-da. Alright, that's the end of it. Hopefully you enjoy the little deck list. We're gonna get into some games and see what happens. Yeah, that's a bore and a half right there. We lose against this. Alright, at least we open Imperm. He goes Fusion Destiny here and he quits. Great. Okay, I can play this deck forever. This deck is fun. This deck, but from what I know about Mayakashi's, it seems like a combo deck. So I'm really interested to see how this turns out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Mayakashi in just the title pretty much. Also I'm on Dueling Nexus, which is a browser extension dueling simulator. So if you want to test out a deck but you don't really want to pay for cards IRL, or if you don't want to download anything, this is a browser extension, so you can play this right along with me while I'm in the background or something, I don't know. Anyways, Mayakashi, let's see what we got. Oh, that's a pretty long list of Mayakashi. Well, it seems like this deck's pretty fleshed out, to be honest, so I really hope I can perform. I'm not sure what this deck does specifically, but I think I'm really going to get the hang of it very soon. So what we like doing is basically just reading all the cards, seeing again an inference of what the deck does, then after that playing a couple games. We play test games. After we play our test games, we go on YGO Pro deck. We check out and see if other people are building the deck similar to us, or is there any interesting ideas they're also doing, any tech choices. After that, we build our own version of the deck, and then we just run some games and bring our comments on it later. And remember, none of these decks are final. There's always a better version soon to be had. But let's see what happens. Let's read. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else. We're going to start off with Yasha, the Skeletal Mayakashi, which is a level 5 dark zombie monster with 2000 attack, 0 defense. That has the effect that you can discard one other Mayakashi monster, special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Yasha, the Skeletal Mayakashi once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Mayakashi monsters. Oh. Kind of a Xenolock. I mean, you can summon it for free if you discarded Mayakashi. My only issue was that end part where it says you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Mayakashis. It really limits what you can do with the deck. But anyways, we'll throw you at 3. Let's carry on. Next up, we have Shafu the Wheeled Mayakashi, which is a level 3 zombie earth machine monster with 1200 attack, 400 defense. As the effect that, if this card is normal or special summon, you can target one Mayakashi monster in your graveyard except Shafu, and then special summon it in defense position, but negate its effects. You can only use each effect of Shafu the Wheeled Mayakashi once per turn. You cannot special summon. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna call it the Mayakashi text, where basically you're unable to special summon monsters from the extra deck except Mayakashi. Oh, this doesn't feel good. I'm not sure about that. It's limiting the range of my abilities to go ham. My abilities to really think outside the box and create a crazy deck, it's limiting that really hard right now. But aside from that, on normal or special, being able to basically special summon a Mayakashi from your graveyard's not bad. So like, if I normal summon Shafu, then I can special summon any Mayakashi from my graveyard. Also, what I should note, oh no, these are hard wances too. Ooh, no. Alright, next up we have Daki, the Graceful Mayakashi, which is a level 2 zombie fire tuner monster with 1000 attack, 0 defense. That's the effect that you can only control one Daki. Oh, you can only control one Daki. That's crazy. When a Mayakashi monster is special summoned to your field from the extra deck while this card's in the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. And then we have the Mayakashi text, the Maya text. That's unfortunate. Oh, no, this is worse. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect to set Mayakashi monsters. This is like, the other one should say, oh, you can't special summon monsters except Mayakashi, right? But if you get this guy off the field, then you can kind of go into other stuff. This one says that you cannot summon it the turn. But hear me out. You can only control one of this card. It is a tuner, and then it says, if it's in the graveyard, and you special summon a Mayakashi from your extra deck, you can special summon this card, and that is a non-once per turn. So if I summon a Mayakashi from my extra deck, and Daki triggers, then if I summon another one, Daki triggers again, basically I can climb. I see what I'm doing, it's like a link climb mechanic. It's not bad, but am I a fan of it? I don't like being locked out of certain cards, because there's a lot of good cards, and certain archetypes lose to the test of time due to this effect. Next up we have Tsukahagi, the Poisonous Mayakashi, which is a level 2 Earth Zombie Tuner monster with 0 attack, 2000 defense. That has the effect that you can only control one Kagi. You can only control one of this card. Then also, if a Mayakashi monster in your possession, except this card, is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. And then it has the Daki text. You can't do that the turn you activate this card except that is insane. Oh no. Look, there may not be much of a difference between the in-archetype test hand and then the official. Because what can we do? Our extra deck is extremely locked right now. It's on lock, bruv. It's on lock. Next up, we have Hajun the Winged Mayakashi, which is level 1 wind zombie monster with 600 attack, 400 defense. As the effect that, if this card is normal special summon, you can special summon one Mayakashi monster from your deck, except Hajun. You can only use this effect once per turn, and then also, it has the Maya text. Okay, so this can special summon any Mayakashi from my deck. I don't mind that. Also, it's level 1, so 1 for 1 can just summon it, and then I can summon Daki, get Daki in a rotation so I can keep the link climb going. I'm not mad about that. Okay, next up we have Yuki Musimi. I'm going to call Yuki the Ice Mayakashi. Was a level 1 water zombie monster with 0 attack, 1900 defense. That has the effect that if you control a Mayakashi card other than this card, while this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card, and then you can send one zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Yuki once per turn, and then it has the Maya text. Okay. This card's a pretty decent extender, actually. If I get any Mayakashi on the field, then this card discards, no, it summons itself, and then it sends Daki. And then whatever Mayakashi plus this monster, I can go into an extra deck Mayakashi, and then Daki can bring itself back. I think this is pretty good. I'll be honest, I think this is really good. It's an extender. It's a really good extender, by the way. Next up, let's get into synchros. I have a feeling that I should be going to the synchro stuff, like... No, let's do the spells and traps before we go into the extra deck monsters. We have Mayakashi Return, which is a normal spell card with the effect that take one Mayakashi card from your deck except Mayakashi Return, either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You can only activate one Mayakashi Return per turn. If this was a non-monster per turn, that would be really funny. But this is really interesting. It says a Mayakashi card. So this adds any one of your cards from the archetype to your hand. Or sends it to the graveyard. So this could send Daki or add any Mayakashi card, which I do like. I think it's strong, except the fact that you don't want to draw multiple, right? But this is strong in a sense. Next up, we have Ghost Meets Girl and Mayakashi's Manuscript, which is a quick play spell card with the effect that, during the main phase, target one zombie synchro monster you control, special summon one of your zombie monsters with the same attribute that is banished or in your graveyard, but banish it during the end phase. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn after this card resolves except zombie monsters. You can only activate one Ghost Meets Girl Mayakashi Manuscript per turn. Okay. So, I target a zombie synchro, then I summon a zombie with the same attribute that's banished, or in my graveyard. But banish it during the end phase. That's not bad, I guess. It seems like I'll be synchro climbing because I make a synchro monster, Daki comes back. I make a synchro monster, Daki comes back. And I think that's kind of what you want me to do. So, this isn't bad, I guess. I don't know. Next up we have Mayakashi Winter, which is a continuous spell card with the effect that monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each Mayakashi monster with a different name in your graveyard. You can only use one of the following effects of Mayakashi Winter per turn and only once that turn. So it could either send this card to the graveyard and one Mayakashi monster you control to the graveyard to draw a card, or it can banish this card and a zombie monster from my graveyard, then target a Mayakashi monster in my graveyard and special summon it. So it's kind of helpful because first off, losing 100 attack and defense seems kind of low, but by the looks of it, we'll be having a lot of Mayakashis in our graveyard by the end of it, so they may lose up to 1,000 attack. Or maybe not, I don't know. Also, it has like a kind of a help and extender effect where it can send itself into Mayakashi draw card, where if I have like an extra Daki on the field that I don't need to use, then I can just send it draw a card, or I can set up my plays where I can banish a zombie and this card to target a Mayakashi and special summon it. Like, if Yasha discards, where the heck are you? If Yasha discards Hajun, and then I have the continuous spell, I can use a continuous spell to banish itself and, I don't know, maybe Hajun or something, and then summon back Hajun. I mean Yasha, jeez, these names. It's not bad. I don't know, it's not bad. Next up we have Mayakashi Metamorphosis, which is a normal trap card with the effect to discard one card, then target one of your Mayakashi monsters as banished or in your graveyard, special summon it. Your opponent cannot target what card effects this turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this card except Mayakashi monsters. Ooh. Oh man, this is getting xenomorphic, I mean. But when I mean xenomorphic, it means that you're locked within your archetype. Like, this deck is specifically made so it cannot be abused. This is a powerful card. A whole lot of non-once per turn effects, but due to the fact that it's all locked between the Mayakashi mirror, you can't do nothing about it. So, it targets a banish Mayakashi. Also, it's a normal trap. I mean, I can search it off of Mayakashi Return, so I'm not a fan of this card, but we'll keep it going. Next up, we have Ghost Meets Girl, a masterful Mayakashi Shiranui saga. You're not going to have a fun time with this card. It is a normal trap card with the effect to attribute a Mayakashi Shiranui synchro or elite monster. Neither player can special summon monsters from the hand, deck, or extra deck for the rest of this turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished zombie monsters and return to the graveyard. You can only use one Ghost Meets Girl Mayakashi. Well, you can only use one of this card's effect per turn, and only once that turn. Now, I know I blitzed through it, but maybe I should add that the ability to stop your opponent from summoning monsters seems kind of broken. from the hand, deck, or extra deck. It's kind of crazy, like how do you out that, right? So I believe this card is a little bit strong. I think this card's a little scary in my opinion. It seems a little scary. And I know I clown on normal traps and like, oh, traps are bad, traps are mid. But you need an effect like this if you want a trap to be good. And dare I say, this trap is good. Alright, you won me over, Mayakashi. We won't need more than one of this, but as we like doing with our archetype decks, we like adding as many as we can, fill out the list, stuff like that. So next up we have Mayakashi Mayhem, which is a continuous trap card with the effect that if a zombie synchro monster special summon, except from the extra deck, even during damage step you can apply one of the following effects. You cannot apply that same effect of Mayakashi Mayhem for the rest of the turn. So I can draw a card, I can set a Mayakashi trap directly from my deck, I can send a monster with the lowest attack your opponent controls to the graveyard, or I can inflict 800 damage to my opponent, and you can only activate the effect of this card once per chain. Ooh. Oh, shindig. So, this continuous trap is very interesting, right? And the fact that it says you can only activate the effect once per chain means if I summon a synchro monster, right, this card can trigger. Then on a new chain, if I summon another synchro monster, this card can trigger. Now the effect, I don't know how often I'm going to pull off the effect to special summon a synchro from my graveyard or banished, right? Because it requires me to summon a zombie synchro not from the extra deck, so makes you wonder like, huh, how likely is that going to be? How likely is that? But if it happens, I can draw a card, I can set a trap, spell, or I can send a card my opponent controls to the graveyard, so maybe there's a way I can pull that off. I'm not sure. Maybe that's when the extra deck monsters help me out. Also, wait, let me see something here. I want to check some out. Check some. Alright, well, let's just go into the Link 2s and the Synchros as well. Actually, let's go into the Synchros first. First off, we have Ouroboros Guruma, the Wheeled Mayakashi. It's like the Mayakashis here, the main deck ones, but they get buffed. It is a level 3 Earth Zombie Synchro monster with 800 attack, 2100 defense that requires a tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters you control. Wait, a tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters, okay. Then you can only control one of this card. Wait, can I read this real quick? Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna say that there's another Maya text where you can only control one of the synchro monster. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So if a synchro monster in your possession whose original level is 5 is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect while this card's in the graveyard, you can banish one other zombie monster from your graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. Then if this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect. Your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, so synchro climbing. So I guess Daki plus a level 1 monster like Hajun can make Origuma, then Daki comes back, and then that's when we start climbing. So these cards may seem weak in a general sense, but as we come together, it gets stronger. Remember, if a synchro monster is destroyed by battle, or a card effect, then I can banish a zombie, special summon this card. So we're going to add it. We'll add 3, even though we should add less. Next up, we have, I'm going to call it Tsuchigumo, the Poisonous Mayakashi, which is a level 5 Earth Zombie Synchro monster with 2000 attack, 1800 defense. That's the effect that. Oh, it requires a tuner plus a non-tuner. It has the Maya text. You can only use each of the effects of this card once per turn. If a synchro monster is destroyed. Okay. More Mayakashi text, dear lord. So, the effect to only control one of the card, and the effect to, if a card of higher level is destroyed, then you banish a zombie to special summon itself. That's Mayakashi text. There we go. I'll have less to read. Now its actual effect. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can have each player send the top 3 cards of their deck to the graveyard. That's not good. That effect isn't very good. I'll be honest with you, that's not a good effect. Mr. Poison, that's not a good effect. I'm sorry, that's not a good effect in my opinion. Alright, next up we have Tengu, the Winged Mayakashi, which is a level 7 Wind Zombie Synchro monster with 2600 attack, 1500 defense. As the effect that requires a tuner plus 1 was non-tuners. It has the Maya text. Also, if this card spells someone from the graveyard, you can destroy one spell trap your opponent controls. Oh no. I don't think these are good cards. I'm a little bit worried here. I guess the only thing is, like, the higher you go up, if it gets destroyed, you can summon another version, and then there's a bunch of a-holes that summon themselves, so. Oh no. I'm a little bit worried though. Alright, next up we have Yoko, the Graceful Mayakashi, which is a level 9 fire zombie synchro monster with 2900 attack, 2400 defense, requires a tuner plus 1+ non-tuners, has the Mayakashi also. If this card special summon from your graveyard, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. This card's also not good. I'm not feeling it right now, Mr. Krabs. I'm a little bit worried. I'm not very confident is what I'll say. Next up, we have Gashu Dorkuro, the Skeletal Mayakashi, which is a level 11 dark zombie synchro monster with 3300 attack, 2600 defense, that requires one tuner plus 1+ non-tuners. It has the Mayakashi. Also, oh my, if a link monster in your possession is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish one other zombie monster, and if you do, special summon this card. Ooh, we're getting a little bit saucy now, aren't we? So a link monster has to be destroyed now. Also, this card special summon from the graveyard, you can activate this effect. This face-up card is unaffected by other card effects. Ooh, that's not bad though. So you become an unaffected 3300 body, which means it has to be destroyed by battle. Or removed via kaiju, which would trigger Yoko and then continue the chain. Interesting how you require Link Monster now to be destroyed. Interesting. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna thin it down because this extra deck is looking kinda meaty. Let's simmer down the whole thing. And let's get to the Link Monsters then, because I'm really excited to see how this goes. Next up, we have Yukiona the Ice Mayakashi, which is a Link 2 water zombie monster with 1900 attack. Downward left and right pointing arrows, requires 2 Mayakashi monsters. We're gonna say it has a little bit of the Maya text. Also, while this card points to a single monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. How convenient. If a single monster in your possession is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, while this card's on your field, you can target one face-up monster on the field. Its attack and defense become half its current attack and defense until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Yukiona once per turn. Okay, so if it points to a synchro, you can't target the Link monster. Also, if a synchro is destroyed while this card is on the field, you can reduce the attack of a card. Not bad, I guess. Alright, next up we have Yukiona, the Icicle the Icicle Mayakashi, which is a Link 3 water zombie monster with downward left, right, and downward point arrow. Has 2400 attack, requires 2+ zombie monsters. Has the Maya text. Also, you can only use each of the following effects of Yukiona the Icicle Mayakashi once per turn. If this card special summon, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects. Not bad. Also, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one of your zombie synchro monsters that is banished during your graveyard. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. So, that's not bad. So, you link climb, right? Because Daki only requires that a Mayakashi be summoned from the extra deck, not a Mayakashi link and or synchro. So you can go into the 2, link Daki, go into the 3, link this card off again. And the crazy part is that when special summon, it already negates a card, negates a monster. Also, I can banish it to summon my zombie synchro, so I can banish it to summon back the Gashu Dorkuro if I want. And then that starts the whole chain of synchros. Like, this card's busted. Also, it's kind of generic within the zombie archetype. Next up, we have Yukiona, the Absolute Zero Mayakashi, which is a Link 4 zombie water monster with 2900 attack. Has the middle left and right pointed arrows and the downward left and right pointed arrows. Requires 2+ zombie monsters. It has the Mayakashi, the Maya text. There we go. Negate any activated effects of your opponent's banished monsters. If a monster is special summoned from the graveyard or a monster's effect is activated in the graveyard except during the damage step, you can target one other face-up monster on the field, change its attack to 0, and if you do, negate its effects. You can only use this effect of Yukiona up to twice per turn. Alright, I need to read this again. So, basically, if my opponent has banished monsters, they cannot activate the effects of them, so that's a floodgate. Also, if a monster special summoned from the graveyard, or activate in the graveyard, I can target a monster, make its attack 0, and negates effects. And I can do that twice, if another card's activated from the graveyard. So that's the little bit of interruption I do like. The fact that I can use this card, make it a 0, boom. Make it a 0 again, boom. That's kind of good. That's pretty decent. It's 2 negates, and then if it dies, then you summon the synchro and you do the synchro plays, and then also this card can banish itself to summon a zombie synchro, and then this card's protection. I see what they're cooking here. They're kind of cooking with gas. Now, this list, right? Well, not this list, but after reading a couple of the cards, we need to check one more thing. We need to see if there's any cards referencing the Mayakashi archetype, which means it may not have it in the name, but it does have it in its effect. So we're going to look for that real quick. Okay, so I found out that there's nothing really referencing the name either. So whatever you get, yeah, whatever you get's whatever you get. Alright, in that case, what we're going to do, we're going to flesh this deck out just enough, right? We're going to flesh the deck out just a little bit. And then we're going to run some test hands using nothing but in archetype in engine. So we're going to add, and then I'll meet you back. Alright, there we go. I filled the list out a little bit. Basically, all I added was 1-for-1 reasoning, Foolish Barrel, Monster Reborn, and that's what you do sometimes when you want to just go through just the archetype. Just add a bunch of limited cards from the oldies, and it won't really hinder your deck much. You'll still be able to figure out what you're playing in. Here's our in archetype in engine list. Hopefully, we won't have any issues playing this deck. I'm a little bit worried that it's so xenophobic that the power level of the deck may be lowered. Alright, so let's run some test hands. Alright, so we opened Shafu, Manuscript, Winter, Yuki, and Reborn. Not bad because Yuki sends Daki. We can go Winter. I forgot, Winter and then Manuscript can't be used just yet. This targets one in our graveyard and summons it. We don't really have anything that's really good just yet. Yeah, you're not good just yet. Winter does nothing as well. But it sucks because I don't want to waste my normal summon here, right? Like, that kind of hurts because I want Shafu to summon Yuki, right? But Shafu really, basically for Shafu can summon a Mayakashi from graveyard. So what we're going to do, we're going to go Shafu here. We're not using the effect of Shafu, obviously, because we don't have it. Next up, we can go Yuki here. We can go Yuki to summon itself and then send Daki. Yuki sends Daki, and then immediately we have plays. This is not a synchro, this is not a synchro, but what we can do, we can go... I think we're forced to go into Yuki-Onna. We go into Yuki-Onna, and then that summons Daki. We summon Daki. Then we can go Winter. We can go Winter to... Wait, what? Banish this card as zombie monster from a graveyard, then target a Mayakashi monster in graveyard, summon it. Okay, we're gonna go Yuki. We're gonna send the Yuki to draw a card. We drew into Yasha. I wanted to use the other effect. I wanted to use the effect to banish this card as zombie monster to target a Mayakashi in my graveyard and summon it. So that kind of sucks. That's not what I wanted to happen. Let's just do the fake way. We're gonna reborn Yuki real quick. Then we're gonna reborn Shafu. We're gonna reborn Shafu. We're gonna go Shafu effect to reborn Yuki. Yeah, I know I whiffed. Don't worry. This looks like a simpler deck though. Then we can go into Ouroboros using this in the Daki. Ouroboros has been summoned. Daki triggers. Daki triggers. Then we go into the Poisonous. Poison summon, Daki triggers. Aren't you glad we're in a format where Maxi isn't in the game? Because holy, we would have got screwed here. Then we go into Tengu. Wow, this is actually quite a simple deck. It's link climbing the game. Then we can go into Yoko. And then Daki triggers again. The deck plays itself. That's so fun. Then we can go into Gashu Doriko. Then Daki triggers again. It's freaking hilarious how many times Daki triggers. Then we can link summon again into Yuki-Onna. Then Daki triggers. Alright. Then we can make Yukiona again. Then Daki triggers. This deck's hilarious, man. We're gonna get Nibiru'd so hard. Then we go into the big guy. Then Daki triggers again. Dude, we're gonna get Nibiru'd. Oh no. We're actually gonna get Nibiru'd here. When a guy from graveyard special summon target a face up, changes 0 negates effects. Nah, that's good. We are going to get Nibiru'd so hard. That's all I'm gonna say. If a special summon from the graveyard can target, I can banish 3 or something. Like, I think if I use your effect and get the guy who like summons 3 guys, who sends 5 cards to the graveyard, I think. Which one does it? It's you. Poisonous does that. Alright, we'll go Poisonous here. We'll go Poisonous effect. To send 3 cards from dead to grave. What we can do, there's we didn't say anything good, unfortunately. What we can do, we can make, we don't have any more Link 2s and we don't have any more Synchro 7s, which sucks. We can set Manuscript to target a zombie Synchro, and then special summon one from our graveyard or banish that has the same attribute. We have a Dark attribute and Earth attribute. We summon Earth attribute, so we could summon back Garuma, which is kind of mid. So here's our board, right? We can summon a Synchro. This card negates a card if we use any graveyard effects. Banish cards are obviously negated. And then if the card's destroyed, we can summon back these other cards, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm not making it seem very strong here, but hear me out though. I understand this deck way better than I did any other deck, right? Like, the deck played itself. This is our first go round. We didn't even mess up really. The deck pretty much plays itself. Like, in terms of ease of access, you will have a very easy time playing this deck, which I do like. It will not be difficult to play this deck. So what we can do, we can go Hajun here. We can go Hajun. We can go Hajun effect to send to special summon Daki probably. Wow, all these cards are kind of mid. Dude, we're having a mid off right now. Holy. Oh no. Ooh. Ooh. Like, you just want to summon Daki because there's nothing else. I mean, yeah, cool extender, I guess, but nothing's really floating the boat here. We can go Yuki here. We go Yuki, we can send ourselves Poisonous, because Poisonous summons itself, right? If our card's destroyed, right, then we can summon Poisonous. Yeah, that's all it does. Alright, let's go into Orburo here. We can go Orburo using Hajun. Daki comes back. Then we can go into Poisonous. Daki comes back. You know what's going to really hurt? We need stuff to make sure our Daki triggers, because if Daki does not trigger, we lose. Like, if we get called by on Daki, that's just going to hurt. Or if we get Ghost Belled. Or if we get, like, I don't know how to put it, man. If Daki goes bye-bye, we go bye-bye. Alright, Daki comes back. I mean, Daki is a non-once per turn, summon itself, like, I can't complain about it. Daki's a busted card. Then Daki comes back. Then here's what you normally do, right? We go into the Link 2 using you and you. Then Daki comes back. Then you go into the Link 3. Then Daki comes back. I mean, then you go into the Link 4. Wait, let me read this Link 3 one more time. If it's special summon, target effect monster, negates effects, and quick effect banish. Okay, so hear me out, right? Do you want to go second with this deck? I don't know. Like, all the effects are like, oh, if I'm going second, then I can kind of come back from this, right? But then to the same degree, it's like, am I though? Am I coming back? Daki comes back. Then we can make a second one. I don't know, like, it's like, yeah, I summoned a bunch of guys, right? But what of it? I think you can only see effects once per turn anyway on these guys, right? Like, you can only use the effect of... Yeah, you can only use the effect of the synchros once per turn, so summoning more synchros does no good. Like, you're pretty much just guaranteeing you got cards on the field, I guess, is that it? Like, I unfortunately can't make an IP Masquerena because Daki prevents me from doing anything fun, yeah? Daki's a bum. Daki's a bum, let's make the Link 2, I guess. Daki comes back. Like, that's my only issue, right? So, with the Link 2, at least, if something happens, right? Then what I can do is make a card less attack. Also, we have Masterful Mayakashi story, right? Which means that we can prevent our opponent from summoning cards for the turn, which isn't bad. Also, if a Synchro Monster summoned, then we can activate any of those effects in chain. The Icicle Mayakashi helps us start those plays as well. I mean, I'm complaining here, but in archetype wise, it does stuff. The deck does stuff. The deck is quite easy to play, right? It plays itself, and it does stuff that I can't complain about at all. I can't complain one bit. I think this is all okie dokie. What we're gonna do, we're gonna add ourselves Skeletal. I mean, we can add Skeletal here, it's fine. And here's why. We're gonna add Skeletal to hand. We could just add the Hajun to summon Daki, but we're gonna go Skeletal here. We're gonna send Yuki, because we can just summon Skeletal and then trigger Yuki effect. Yuki to summon itself and then send Daki. So we always get to Daki no matter what. Though we start off with the Link 2. Oh shoot, wait, no, I can't make the synchro anymore. Wait, no, that's not good. wait. Oh shoot, I'm stuck in the links now. Oh no. So, it just dawned on me now. Okay, am I locked into anything from the extra deck? Okay, so the extra deck is what's locked right now, but nothing else. I'm only locked out of the extra deck. So I'd have to craft a certain main deck that can handle this, right? Because without it, let me do one more game. This is interesting. I'm thinking like, so my extra deck's locked, but not the main deck. So the main deck can have freedom. I like this. So we can go Skeletal and then normal summon. No, we need return here. We're gonna go return. We're going to add ourselves Hajun because Hajun is the one card starter. I'm sorry, Hajun's the one card combo. I literally tried doing with something else and it did not work. Like, okay, we go Hajun. Besides, there's no level 6, there is no level 6 Mayakashis. So you're forced to make just the Link monsters. Which kinda sucks. Alright, let's go. Daki triggers. I don't want to sit through this part, but that's how the deck works, man. Daki triggers. The issue is that the culmination of effects here... wait, once I finish this game, I'll let you know what my opinions are as of this moment. And what we plan on doing to alleviate this. Daki triggers. Daki triggers. Daki triggers. I think this is how I'm supposed to do it to keep the guy on field. Oh, you can only control one of this card. That's so buns. Oh, I hate this sometimes, man. So I'm supposed to go Icicle then? Only being able to control one of this card? Not fun. Oh, that sucks. So I need to summon like multiple of this. Because I want to make it so I can like reserve my effect, right? To basically be able to protect myself from attacks. But I don't think it's pretty likely that I can do that, which really hurts. And then this card, but let's go to the synchros and why I'm not a fan. So, when my Link monster is destroyed, this card summons itself and is unaffected by card effects. Cool. Cool. That's not interruption. That doesn't do anything. I'm sorry, that does not do anything. Like, why is it? That's not important. That card is not very important in my opinion. All right, how about you? Destroy one monster on the field, non-targeting. That's not enough. All right, what about you? Destroy a spell trap, non-targeting. That's not enough. Okay, what about you? Send top 3 cards from either player's deck to the graveyard. That's not enough. All right, what about you? This card came from that's not enough. The synchros are not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. My apologies, but I'm just like, what? What? What the heck, man? This isn't enough. The synchros are older than the link monsters, as you can tell, whereas the link monsters are kind of crazy. The synchros are like, oh, that's not good. It wouldn't be as bad if I was not locked out of my extra deck except for Mayakashi, but since I am, I'm like, well, there ain't much I can do here, Schlimmy Jimmy. So, that's my issue. The main deck monsters are kind of weird as well. Like, yeah, the best card's obviously Hajun, but this card, like, if my Mayakashi is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, I can special summon it. Like, what does that do for me? What does that do for me? What does that mean? What does that mean for me is my question. Like, truly, what do you want me to do in that situation here? Like, so I'm almost conflicted, right? Do I run a version that neglects a little bit of the Mayakashi, where I'm locked in the Mayakashi, so I would have to like, do I really, like, I'm not sure. Cause then also these cards have to be special summoned from the graveyard, not from the extra deck. So I'm over here like, oh man, what? Oh man, this is rough. Poisonous summons itself and my card's destroyed. It does nothing. It's just a synchro. I mean, it's just a tuner. And I'm like, wow, doesn't even have a quick effect. It's not even a hand trap. This card, you can tell this card was printed recently. This card's freaking busted. It's one of the best extenders in this deck. Oh, and you want your Mayakashi on field? Okay, special summon it for free. Send Daki. Great. And then summon another card. Then also my issue, doing the synchro play with Daki, I'm over here like, well, I would need this plus a level 1 monster, so do I run a level 1 monster engine? Do I play Mayakashi with Skull Servants? Is that what you want me to do, game? I don't want to do that. I don't want to play Mayakashi Skull Servants. Like, holy. Let's get to Daki here. Dude, Daki is going to get Ghost Belled, it's going to get Called by, it's going to get... I'm going to get Nibbed, there's no Nibiru protection. So we got Ghost Bell, Called by, Nibiru. We have a whole lot of cards to stop me. And all they know. If people know what I'm playing, they can hold the Nibiru for the very end and I can't do jack about it. And here's the funny part. In today's age, there are cards whose effects basically make it so it doesn't particularly matter if you are unaffected or you have an effect where if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to trigger these cards, because the issue is that there's a lot of other removal out there. You can spin cards back to the hand. And remember, none of these synchros are like, oh, if it's targeted and something happens. No, it has to be destroyed. And anyone smart enough to know not to destroy this card will be like, oh, I get it now. Just don't destroy it. There's Nightmare Unicorn shuffling back cards. There's like Mirror Jade the Iceblade Dragon non-targeting banishing cards. Even Zeus non-targeting send cards to the graveyard. So then I look and I'm like, what is my game plan? Oh, this card, this isn't a starter, this is an extender. Like, it's also a bad extender too. This card, like, yeah, 5 and 2 make 7, but I'm also up crap creek because you just summon yourself. You're just a free level 5 body. I could run like another card instead of this. Only thing I can say is the traps are kind of not bad. Like, the traps are kind of bad, but they're not bad enough. I mean, I'm in shambles right now. And because of that, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to YGO Pro Deck and we're gonna check out what people are playing, or like how they're playing their Mayakashi deck. Hopefully we get lucky. And I'm really teetering like, how do I build this deck? I'm in shambles right now. How do I build this deck? This deck, how do I build it? You know, like, I don't know. It's super easy to play. It's so easy to play. It just, after you know how to play the deck, you're like, oh, there's a lot of flaws. You know what's crazy? Is that the point of me making the TA series was to bring back certain decks people don't play in hopes that, oh crap, this deck's actually kind of good and fun. But the more I play, the more I find out, wait, I remember why people drop these cards. But I'm not going to let them know that. Anyways, let's just check it out. Alright, let's see. We got Mayakashi, and let's play the game. Holy cannoli, people are actually playing Mayakashi. Oh, there's only one of these? No way. There's two? There's three? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, well, people play Mayakashi. I don't know I'm here. People play Mayakashi. This one was made 2 weeks ago. Like, what's going on here? Why am I playing this deck? People play Mayakashi. I don't need to spread the good word of Mayakashi. You know, this one right here that just says Mayakashi and then you just see Nibiru. Yeah, I think they know what's going on because they know you just get Nibiru'd and that's GG's. Anyways. We have Mayakashi Eldritch FTK / stunned by ICBRGR. I don't like Eldritch. I see what they're cooking though. So there is a build pretty much where people basically run this card called Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, where what it does is that each time a zombie special summon, send the top 2 cards of your opponent's dead to the graveyard. Now the goal of this basically is to obviously just destroy your opponent in that regard. You summon Mayakashi, you summon your Dakis a bunch, and then you just keep milling them, and you keep milling them. But the issue is that unless you pair this card with another card that has the effect to maybe banish it, any card sent to the graveyard, like Dimensional Shifter, then this card's not that good because most cards in today's age have very good effects when sent to the graveyard. And by you doing that, you're almost like giving them more cards to their hand because they can just do a lot of stuff here. And here's that extra deck. Just, I can see they like Mayakashi return as access to any of their other cards. They're running Eldritch package. All right, let's try Mayakashi zombies. Let's just look through a couple. I'm not gonna look through too much. I just want to see what's going on here. Gozuki send what? Mizuki? Huh? The heck are you? When a zombie monster is special summon from your side of the field, inflict 800 damage to your opponent? Dude, that's not good. I'm sorry, that's not good. Book of Life. Target zombie in your graveyard and a monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon the first target, banish the second. Hey, not bad. You are not a quick play though, so you're not good either. Gozuki, and then banish a zombie, special summon a zombie. I'm worried. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm worried right now because it feels like you have to like run the Mayakashis to trigger your other Mayakashis, but then at the same time you don't want to run all of them. I'm worried. He's doing the Ghost Fusion strategy. I do like the strategy. Even got a couple of those in there. I do want to run the Ghost Fusion strategy because I feel like that may be strong. Add Ghost Fusion. Take a level 2 or lower zombie tuner, add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Hey, someone's cooking with gas here. Pot of Acquisitiveness, not really feeling that one though. Target 3 banish, return to the... No, you were cooking until you weren't. What are you doing? What are you doing? Mayakashi. Bro's running the cached heroes. What? Someone is cooking with gas here. Holy crap. I don't know what I'm looking at. I genuinely do not know what I'm looking at here. And I'm not complaining either. What do you require? You're hard to make, I'll be honest with you, man. And I can't do the side frame package because those are tuners. Whatever. Mayakashi Zombie World. Yeah, that is also a strategy, running the Zombie World engine. To make an even stronger play, like using Unizombie, Baldurach, stuff like that. Because all you want to do is basically prevent your opponent from spell summoning monsters. That's the name of the game. Bone Tower, kind of mid, but I see why you're playing it. Mayakashi, Mayakashi Mill, Tistina Mayakashi. What? What? What are you on? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with this individual? Something is genuinely wrong with this individual. You are twisted. Holy crap. Off the deep end, I tell you. Alright, we're gonna check out one more deck list and then just see what we can build for ourselves. And while you're at it, if you want to build a couple decks, we got duelingnexus.com. Go through YGO Pro Deck. Let me know how your build turns out. I don't know, send a screenshot. I really don't know. Just let me know what's up, man. Yeah, Mayakashi. Dude, I'm tired. I'm done with that. Okay, so I've seen things, right? Things that I wish I could be proud of. Now, I wish I could innovate the strategy. I really wish I could. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try my darndest, and I'm going to see what I can cook for myself, and hopefully I can end up with some good games at the end. So you sit back, you buckle up. We're gonna play that little time-lapse video, and this time it is not the very loud, obnoxious noise core, throat core, because the time lapses have been so long that the video of the throat core has been going further than I want it to. So I had to replace it with a difference. Anyways, I'm just gonna start a game. Alright, I'll see you in about an hour. Alright. Alright, I'm back. This is probably not the final list, but I did a couple games and I've understood that I've had a couple issues with the deck. Other than that, it's been pretty nice playing this deck. Now, there's probably a lot of stuff you're like, wait, what the heck is this guy running, or why is he playing this over that, or stuff like that. I'll be honest, I'm not complaining. This isn't bad. This really is not bad of a deck at all. If you are getting into the game and you want to play a deck that plays itself, that you can build up off of and learn about a bunch of stuff, this is that deck. I tried building to the best of my abilities pretty much, adding in things as like protection and stuff like that, but I don't know. I would say I'm not confident, but honestly, this is a weird deck. This is a weird deck overall, and this is about the best I can do in this current situation, which I'm not complaining, right? But it's not bad. It's not bad, I think. I think there's definitely some issues and holes in the deck, but it's not bad. I believe this is not that bad. Like, this build, I'm not going to say much. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I know it sounds like I'm complaining. I'm not complaining. You know I want to complain, but I'm not complaining. Don't worry. So, I'm going to go through ratios, I'm going to go through the cards I've chosen to add to the deck, and I'm going to explain everything I can. We're going to try to make this quick as possible, to be honest, because I don't want this to drag on too long. Then after that, we're going to play some actual games and see how well we do. And then I'll talk about the deck later. Alright, so first off, we're going to explain ratios. Now, you can see a couple of the Mayakashi cards have been removed, and I'll explain why. So, first off, Daki, we left at 3. Daki's the powerhouse. I mean, technically you could risk it and say, oh, I can go down to 2 Daki, but this is Daki we're talking about. It's the reason why this is the deck's gimmick, to summon Daki a bunch of times. So we're going to keep Daki in there at 3. Next up, we got Hajun the Wing Mayakashi. We kept it at 3. I was considering between 2 and 3, but this card is the 1 card combo. You need this this whole deck is catered around to getting that one card combo going. And it will show you, as I keep like explaining, you'll find out the reason why this deck has an issue with one card combo, because this is the only combo you can do on this deck. There is no other stuff, no alternate plan, no diverse route to go through. It is just this combo. Get Daki on the field and get Synchro Summoning. Next up, what else did we kept Yuki Musume at 3 because that card's also a 1 card. I mean, it's a perfect extender. Like, it is the perfect extender. My only issue is that I've gotten rid of a lot of Mayakashi, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to, I don't know. It's still an amazing extender, and I just love that card. Now, welcome to cards that I removed, part of the ratio. So, we removed Skeletal Mayakashi. I understand discarding Mayakashi summon as level 5 is not bad, and then if I somehow get Daki on the field, then the fact that it is a Mayakashi means that Yuki Sume can summon itself and send Daki, and then I can go into a Link monster and then use that monster to go into Daki, but it's not helpful enough. It really isn't. All this is a level 5 body. I don't think it's strong enough. I really don't. It's just not working. And having to discard a Mayakashi monster just kind of mid. Another card I removed Shafu the Will Mayakashi because this effect is when his normal special summon to target a Mayakashi in the graveyard and summon it, right? I don't mind that, but it's just not, it's not cutting it either. Because you want to use your normal summon on Hajun. Unless you find a way to get Hajun in your graveyard, then you normal summon Shafu, but then you're like, well, if that gets impermed, what's the plan? I don't know. I really don't. So I was trying to find a way where the choke point does not get choked immediately, right? Where I don't get immediately destroyed for my decision. Because I think Shafu's bad. Like, I want it to be good, but you have cards that, okay, well, what you want to do, right, is have Skeletal Mayakashi send potentially Hajun, then you open Shafu, you normal Shafu, Shafu summons Hajun, then Hajun summon Daki. But you see what the crazy part is? The combo works because Hajun is there. So I'm going to shave out everything that does not get Hajun out faster. Because this Shafu Skeletal Mayakashi does not facilitate Hajun as strong as I like it to be. Another card I dropped Suka Hagi, the Poisonous Mayakashi. Yeah, if a card is destroyed, then it summons itself, but what good is that? I don't understand why I want to summon that all the time. Like, sure, it's not protection, it's not a hand trap. It summons a tuner. More likely, it will happen on my opponent's turn, actually. If this card's in my graveyard and my Mayakashi gets destroyed, it'll be on my opponent's turn, and then I'll ask myself, what's the purpose? I can't immediately synchro summon. I'm not running Hopier Squadron, so like, there's no point to this card. There's no point. Like, yeah, you could say, okay, what if I go Shafu to summon Poisonous Mayakashi, and then I make the Synchro 5? Well, here's the funny. This card doesn't come back like how Daki comes back. Daki comes back because it has the effect to non-once per turn, summon itself back. Poisonous doesn't do that. Poisonous is like a worse Daki. And if I can find a way to get Daki and Hajun on the field more often, then I'm willing to get rid of Poisonous Mayakashi. Alright. As far as the traps that we got rid of Metamorphosis because it's a normal trap, and I do understand discarding a card targeting Mayakashi and summon it. I don't know, seems kinda, I don't know. I wanted this card, but after the FA video, I decided that I want to get this down to 40 cards, and I didn't want to be crazy like I was last time, so. To get it down to 40 cards, I didn't run a Thrust and a Tactus package to get this card in the field more often. Like, it's just more extension on the play, but I'm not feeling that. Also, we got rid of the continuous trap because Mayhem's not bad. Like, oh, if I summon a Synchro, draw a card, or set a trap, or send a card to graveyard and flick 800 damage, I'm like, that's all cool and everything, but what if my opponent's smart and they just opt to send it to the graveyard? Like, then I would have to use the Link 3 to summon it just to trigger Mayhem's effect to draw a card. But then I can really just save that draw if I just choose not to run the card. So, yeah. Now, as for the extra deck, which I also... Oh, I forgot. Gross Meets Girl Mayakashi story, I put it at 1. I was going to center the deck around this card, but that wouldn't be a true Mayakashi deck. Because this card's broken enough where you can play a deck centered around making this card work. But I don't want to do that. That's lame. That's super lame. Honestly, I kind of forgot to run Foolish Barrel Goods, but it's fine. We're just gonna, whatever. We're running this at 1. If it happens and we lock our opponent out the game, that's fun. If it doesn't happen, we can use the banish effect always and target a banish, return to the graveyard. Nothing really crazy. Continuous spell, the Mayakashi winner. It's not bad. I mean, you can draw a card and then also banish it to target a Mayakashi and special summon it. I'm not complaining at all. That's not bad. I mean, yeah, no, maybe so. I don't know. Anyways, Mayakashi manuscript. I'll be honest, I wanted to get rid of this card, I really did, but I chose not to because it could be extension. You could use this effect as well to trigger your Synchro Mayakashis before their effects trigger via the destruction of a higher level Mayakashi. So it's like kind of jump starting it. So I'm not complaining about that. It's kind of a jump start. It'll have to do. So yeah. Next up, other card. Mayakashi Return is technically a good searcher, but I don't want to open too many of this card because it is a hard once per turn, so I put it at 2. I'll have other ways to search out Hajun and Daki, so don't worry. Now, let's get into stuff you already know. We decided to run a tuning package because we want access to Daki, right? We want access to Daki, or a way to get the synchro. Like, let's imagine Daki's in our graveyard. We want a way to get our synchro into play, right? Because the second we make a Mayakashi, Daki triggers and then the combo continues, right? So if Daki's in the grave and we don't have a way to make any Mayakashi, because we did skimp out on a lot of Mayakashis here, then we kind of gotta work around. And we're running tuning package, 3 tuning. We're running 1 assault synchron. We're also running synchron carrier, which is a level 2 earth machine monster with 0 attack, 1000 defense. As the effect that during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 synchron monster in addition to your normal summon asset. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Then if another synchron monster is sent to your graveyard synchron material while you control this card, you can special summon 1 synchron token that's level 2, and you can only use this effect once per turn. So basically, it gives your synchrons a free normal summon like assault synchron or jet synchron. Also, this is the only non-tuner that I decided to run because I've ran across situations where I open tuning, but then remember Daki's a tuner, Hajun is a non-tuner, but if I don't open Hajun, I'm stuck with Daki. I want to be able to go Daki plus, let's say, one of my synchrons into another synchro monster. So I just thought that would work in a situation, or using jet synchron and synchron carrier and then synchron both off, right? So I wanted a non-tuner that can search off a tuning, because Assault Synchron is the tuner if I go Hajun, or if like Yuki Misume is one of my targets or something. Like, yeah, that's what I thought about. Anyways, that's the tuning engine. Next up we have, I guess I'll just explain everything at this point. We have hand traps, we have Ash Blossom, we are running Ghost Bell, which is a level 3 Earth Zombie Monster tuner with 0 attack, 1800 defense. As the effect that when a card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, quick effect, you can discard this card and negate the activation. The effects are to add a card from the graveyard to the hand, deck, or extra deck, to special summon a monster from the graveyard, or to banish a card from the graveyard. And you can only use this effect of Ghost Bell, Haunted Mansion once per turn. So the way this deck dies is if Daki gets negated. So imagine I go into a synchro summon, Daki uses its effect to summon itself from the graveyard, and they Ghost Bell me. Then I'm screwed. There's nothing I can do. So I'm running Ghost Bell and cross out Designator, which is a quick play spell card that has the effect that to declare 1 card name, banish one of that declare card name from your main deck, and if you do, negates effects, as well as the activate effects of monsters on the field with the same original name until the end of this turn. So you can only activate 1 cross out Designator per turn. So the goal is having hand traps that in my deck that can stop cards that could stop Daki. Remember, Daki is a choke point. Choke points is like if you stop that one integral part of the combo, the deck stops working. So Ghost Bell stops Daki. We run cross out to stop Ghost Bell. We can also run Called by the Grave, which is a quick play spell card with the effect to target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, until the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activated effects of the field, monsters on the field with the same original name. So basically, we're running called cross out so that Donkey goes through at all times. Like, we make sure those cards go through, because if not, we're screwed. That's why we're running called by and cross out at 3. So we're running a pretty heavy hand trap lineup so that we are able to prevent Donkey from getting stopped. Also, on our opponent's turn, since this is a 1-card combo, we have space to run non-engine like the hand traps, because all you need is Donkey, Hajun, and then you start going into your extra deck. So we got a lot more hand traps than the other decks had previously, so this is not bad. We're running Ghost Mourner Moonlit Chill, which is a level 3 wind zombie tuner monster with 0 attack, 1800 defense. That's the effect that if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters face up, except during the damage step, you can discard this card, target one of the face up monsters, negate its effect until the end of this turn. Also, that face up monster leaves the field. This turn, its controller takes damage equal to its original attack, and then you can only use this effect of Ghost Mourner Moonlit Chill once per turn. So, my opponent special summons a monster, then you can negate its effects. Boom. But also, if my opponent uses that on me, I can use cross out for it, or I can call by it. So having more hand traps that stop Donkey that you can cross out as cross out targets, that's what they call it, cross out targets, because you have to banish the card from your deck. So you need the card in your deck so you can negate the card in their deck. So yeah, we're also running Imperm, more hand traps. We're running Ash, Mourner, Ghost Bell, Imperm, Effect Veiler. We are running a lot of hand traps because we need to be able to stop them from stopping us. We're almost done with this engine, which is pretty nice. Next up, we also have Nibiru, because this is the biggest threat of this deck. Nibiru, the Primal Being, is a level 11 light rock monster with 3000 attack, 600 defense. As the effect that, during the main phase of your opponent, normal or special summon 5 or more monsters this turn. Quick effect. You contribute as many face-up monsters on the field as possible, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand, then special summon one Primal Being token, which is a rock light level 11 monster with question mark attack and defense, to your opponent's field. This token's attack and defense becomes the combined original attack and defense of the tributed monsters. You can only use this effect of Nibiru, the Primal Being, once per turn. Now, here's the issue. This card stops this deck. Remember, we are not nib proof. We don't set up monster negates. Donkey summons itself, then these synchro summons like 8 times in a row. Nibiru is always going to be live. That's why I'm prefacing the part where I need to run cross out, Designator, and I need to run Ash Blossom. Wait, no, Ash Blossom doesn't work on Nibiru, but cross out Designator does work on Nibiru. So if they Nibiru me, I can go cross out Designator to negate the Nibiru. Because this deck will just get tributed off. Remember, the synchro monsters require the other synchro monsters to be destroyed. And then this one requires the link monster to be destroyed. So, tributing is not destroying. So that means if they Nibiru me, that is the end of my turn. So we cannot allow that. So if we can cross out Nibiru at any moment, we gotta cross out Nibiru. So yeah, that's pretty important. We're also running this card because we're running the Magician's Soul's Illusion of Chaos engine. We send Illusion of Chaos. Also, we can send off any of our traps like Masterful Mayakashi, Mayakashi Manuscript, or Mayakashi Winter with Magician's Souls to draw cards. Also, we can send off Iris Sword Soul, which is a level 8 light spellcaster monster with 2500 attack, 2500 defense. As the effect that, during the main phase of a monster whose effects are negated, it's on the field. Quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can activate one of these effects based on where it was special summoned from. If it was special summoned from the hand, If it was special summoned from the hand, you can special summon one monster from your hand. If it was special summoned from the deck, you can draw 2 cards. If it was special summoned from the extra deck, destroy one of those monsters special summoned from the extra deck. Then you can only use each effect of Iris Sword Soul once per turn. Basically, I can send this off of Magician's Souls if I want, or if I draw into it off of Magician's Souls. Remember, Yuki-Onna, if a monster summoned from the graveyard, pretty much, I get to target a card, negate its effect, and makes its attack 0. Iris Sword Soul does trigger because if a monster whose effects are negated is on the field, I can special summon it, and then activate any of its effects that I so choose. So it kind of synergizes, and it's a hand trap. So, and it also draws 2 cards, which means it could draw more hand traps. So I'm kind of trying to I'm trying to make it work. I'm really trying to make this deck work, as you can see. Even synergizing certain parts that I didn't think I would synergize. We also got this one card. We have Algol Mazera, which is a level 8 Earth zombie monster with 2000 attack, 2300 defense. As the effect that if a zombie monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard instead. Then, if this card is banished from the hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position. Then you can reduce its level by 1. You can only use each effective Algol Mazera once per turn. So, let's say one of my cards is about to get destroyed when I don't want to destroy it. And Algol Mazera is in my hand or deck, which means if it's in my hand, well, let's say it's in my graveyard, I can pitch it off of 1 for 1, and then it can still trigger its protection effect from the graveyard. So it's still useful even if it's in the graveyard, banishing itself, then summoning itself. And the fact that it becomes a level 7 means that if that plus Daki's on the field, I can make a Synchro 9 and continue my plays. And protect one of my cards from being destroyed. Well, if it's a card that I don't want to be destroyed, like, let's say I don't want, like, Hadjun to be destroyed. Right, because Hadjun plus Daki's full combo, I can go Algol Mazera, banishes itself to protect it. Because they can just Ghost Ogre it, so that's cool. Also, we're almost done with this list. We are actually almost done. I'm just looking through everything real quick. We're almost done. We're also running Jack-o'-Bolin, which is a level 7 zombie fire monster with 1500 attack, 2200 defense. As the effect that, you can discard 1 zombie monster, special summon this card from your hand. Then during your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can target 1 zombie monster in either graveyard, special summon that monster, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then banish this face-up card until the end phase. You can only use each effect of Jack-o'-Bolin once per turn. This card's funny, I like it. It's extension because all you gotta do is discard a zombie monster. Even my hand traps are zombies. Ash Blossom, Mourner, and Bell are zombies. The Mayakashis are zombies. Algol Mazera's a zombie. So this card's out more times than it isn't. Also, since it's a level 7, and if I have Daki on the field, or not even Daki, even if I have like Assault Synchron on the field, Jack-o'-Bolin plus Assault Synchron's already Yoko Ono, which is another Synchro Mayakashi. Then I can go Yukisume. Yukisume summon itself, send Daki, Daki summon. Jack-o'-Bolin also, during my opponent's turn, can summon a zombie in my graveyard if I want. Which, remember, bypasses the whole, oh, if you're destroyed, then da rule, right? Because sometimes my synchros won't get destroyed. Maybe they'll get sent to the graveyard, maybe they'll get banished. Algol Mazera can trigger summon any of my synchros, which have the effects where, you know, the targeted card destroyed, targeted spell trap, just more interruption on my opponent's turn. And then also that can trigger any of my link monsters. It's just super fun. It banishes itself, returns itself. I think it's a pretty cool card. It's pretty sticky as well. Like, once it's on the field, you're gonna have a hard time getting rid of it. I think it's a really good card. Not last but not least, but now let's access the engine of why we want, or how we get level 1s on the field. We have Where Art Thou. I already explained Where Art Thou, I think, in the Skull Servers video. We have a Jack in the Hand, which is a normal spell card with the effect to reveal 3 level 1 monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent adds 1 to their hand, you add 1 to your hand, and then you shuffle the 3rd into the deck. You can only activate 1 Jack in the Hand once per turn. Now, this deck does technically revolve around level 1 monsters, and if I activate Jack in the Hand, I can reveal 3 level 1 monsters. Which mean, imagine I want Hadjun. I can reveal Hadjun, I can reveal Effect Veiler, I can reveal Magician Souls. And then I can trigger Jack and then my opponent adds 1, so what if they want to add Magician Souls to their hand? That means I'm allowed to search and add Winged Mayakashi to my hand, and then the 3rd card gets shuffled into the deck. So it's another way for me to add the starters to my hand. And also Yukimusume is also a level 1, Jet Synchron's a level 1, Hadjun's a level 1, Effect Veiler's a level 1, Magician Souls is a level 1. This card's always live. We also have searches like Mayakashi Return, and this is just a whole lot of searching. We're searching. Alright, I think I explained all in the main deck actually, which is super fast and super nice. And I hope you understand how the deck works, kinda. And we'll explain it more as we play the game. We have most of the synchros, ratio-wise with the synchro, we're just running one of each, because these are all hard ones per turns, and I don't feel like going into the synchro play again. It's really mid. It's so mid. The synchros are mid, I'm sorry. The links, I'm running all the links at 2, and then we're running a small Promethean Princess package because Yoko is also a fire. Yoko's a fire. Jet Synchron's a fire. Daki's a fire. And as long as I don't trigger their effects going second, then I can go and do the Promethean Princess OTK. Remember, the Mayakashis do be like, you cannot summon any monster except Mayakashis, like Hajun says that, right? But the funny thing is that Daki doesn't lock you from summoning nothing but Mayakashis from the extra deck. It only says you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Mayakashi the turn you activate the effect to special summon itself from the graveyard. So technically, I can special summon Daki without using its effect like Promethean Princess. And in doing so, I am then able to basically trigger, use or link summon into a link 4 using Mayakashi that is not a Mayakashi monster. So keep that in mind. Some of them say you can't special summon monsters except Mayakashis while they're on the field. Others tell you that they can't use their effects the turn you activate the effect or summon anything that isn't a Mayakashi. So it's a nice, interesting play. We already explained like the Zelantis, Amphibious Amblewell OTK, but we also have Raging Phoenix, which is Salamangreat Raging Phoenix is a Link 4 Fire Cyber's monster with 2800 attack that has the upward pointing arrow and all the 3 bottom arrows. Requires 2+ fire effect monsters. Has the effect that if this is link summon using Salamangreat Raging Phoenix as material, you can add a Salamangreat card from your deck to your hand. Then if a face-up fire monster you control is destroyed by battle card effect while this card's in your graveyard, you can target one of those monsters, special summon this card, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the monster's attack. You can only use each effect of Salamangreat Raging Phoenix once per turn. Now, here's the play. If we already stopped our opponent from playing going first, going second, I wanted to find a way to OTK my opponent. And basically the play is, since I'll have like Daki on the field, plus maybe like a Ice Mayakashi, or maybe like a Yukimusume. Never mind, not a Yukimusume. It'll probably just be Daki plus something else. What I can do, if I have a Daki plus a Ice Mayakashi, I can go into Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess can summon either the Yoko, the Graceful Mayakashi, or can summon Daki, the Mayakashi, or can summon Jet Synchron. Then using those 2 monsters, I can go into Salamangreat Raging Phoenix, right? Then using Salamangreat Raging Phoenix, I can link summon into World Sea Dragon Zelantis. Zelantis is summon back their monster and my monster. Then if I have maybe Daki on the field or Jet Synchron on the field or another fire monster, then Promethean Princess triggers, popping Salamangreat Raging Phoenix and popping Daki or Yoko plus their monster, summoning Promethean Princess. Raging Phoenix triggers to summon itself and then gain attack, and then I pop their card and Zelantis destroys all cards on their field, and la-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-da. Alright, that's the end of it. Hopefully you enjoyed the little deck list. We're gonna get into some games and see what happens. Alright, Breloom Buster, I'm hoping I don't get destroyed here, because I'm be honest, it was hard to make this deck because it's pretty xenophobic. You kind of can't do much, but I mean, we're trying to make it work. He's going Mutant M5 to add a Mew monster from deck to hand. That's a normal summon. We just imperm that. We call it a day, right? We're going to imperm that and then call it a fine afternoon. Oh, that's all? Okay, well, hello, Kumix. Hopefully you don't cook me. I do believe a major strength of this deck is that it's running more hand traps than normal decks would. Well, I'm not gonna say normal decks, I'm just gonna say it's running more hand traps than normal, so its ability to run a bunch of hand traps is pretty dang nice. This guy's playing Raid Raptors. Oh, Shindig, is this Raid? Yeah, this is Raid Raptors. What's he adding? Lunalight? Is this Raid Raptors? Well, okay. Alright, Smith, don't cook me now. Interesting what's going on here. But like I was saying, a strength of this deck is that it's running a lot of hand traps compared to my other, I wonder what I do with this. He's playing vampires. This normal summon, you can send a vampire card from your hand or face of field to the graveyard, add a low 4 or higher vampire monster from your hand. And if you do, send one from your deck to the graveyard. No, I'm just going to ash that. I'm going to imperm it. Bingo. Alright, so we're going to imperm Ghost because Ghost seems like a pretty strong starter there. So we're going to imperm Ghost. Also had a quick effect as well to banish a card from the graveyard. He goes Retainer effect. He's going to add a Vampire Spell Trap. We're going to Ash that. Because honestly, I don't know how to play this deck, so... What you do, this card's in your graveyard, you send a Vampire card from your hand or face field to graveyard, special summon to banish him when he leaves the field. Interesting, to be honest. So, we impermed him, we ashed him, he has a set card. I do not know what vampires play. He links both of these off into Vampire Sucker. He's gonna go Vampire Sucker to summon back the Ash, and then because he does that and a vampire been summoned or monster been summoned, he can draw a card. Hopefully he draws into what he needs. Like, can continue the combo probably. Manuscript seems like a dead card to be honest, but yeah, it's cool. We have Yuki Misume. So if we can just potentially draw a card, that'll be nice. He goes in phase with Vampire Sucker. Hopefully he can draw a card. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go Illusion of Chaos. I think the play is Illusion of Chaos here. He goes Vampire Takeover to activate a Vampire Kingdom directly from the dead, then special summon a Vampire from the graveyard. He activates Vampire Kingdom. When a card sent from opponent dead to grave, target a card on the field. Once per turn, when a card sent from the opponent's dead to the graveyard, target one card in the field, send one dark vampire from your hand or dead to graveyard, destroy it. So he gets to destroy a card. Because I'll be sending a card from my deck to my graveyard. We're gonna bounce back the Illusion of Chaos. He goes Vampire Sucker effect to draw a card. He goes Vampire Retainer effect to add a Vampire Spell Trap. So what we can do, he destroys, do I want him to destroy Ash? We technically have nothing if he destroys Ash, but he can destroy Magician's Souls if he wants. Which I think will be bad on us. We are going to go Magician's Souls effect. We are going to send the Illusion of Chaos here. He still does not know what we're playing as well. We're going to send the Illusion of Chaos. We're going to summon the Magician's Souls. His Vampire Kingdom can activate its effect to target my Magician's Souls to destroy it. Holy crap, do I actually have a combo around this? Because if I normal summon Jet Synchron and then link those two off. If I normal summon Jet Synchron, go Yuki Musume. Wait, it would require a zombie monster, wouldn't it? What do you require? 2 Mayakashis, shoot. Which means I cannot make that card using 2 Mayakashis. Do you become zombies? Zombie monsters gain 500 attack during damage calculation only. Target zombie synchro monster I control. You become a 4. Do I have a synchro 4? I do not have a synchro 4. I have a 5. You special summon this card and return. You now special summon monster Mayakashis. So I'm locked into Mayakashis. I don't have anything I can do here. So what I'll do, I'll summon Jet Synchron because I have nothing else. Which is quite unfortunate. You know, I had the hand traps and I knew that the Magician's Souls was going to get destroyed there. What does it say? Gain 500 attack during damage calc only. That is kind of funny though. I guess I'll just beat with the Jet Synchron here. There's nothing else I can do to be honest. It's quite unfortunate. Yeah. Maybe I should have thought about like, what if I'm unable to access the Mayakashi engine? Then what do I do here? You know, like, what do I do if I can't access Mayakashi? Because what I could have done, if I made like a link to Pit Knight, maybe? If I could make like a link to Pit Knight, maybe I should go like Pit Knight here. Because then I can go Pit Knight, Jet Synchron. Then I probably could have done something here. I'll add that real quick. Zombie Vampire, okay. Shadow Vampire. Interesting. I think yeah, I'm dead here. There we go. We got Nightmare Phoenix, 2 monsters with different names. That helps us go into, if we have a situation with the Jet Synchron thing, and we go Jet Synchron plus another card, we go into Promethean and do the play, so that's always fine and dandy. Let's try again. Alright, Despain Sin. Let's have a good game. Dang, I have yet to win a dice roll. I meant to win a... Not a dice roll, I forgot what it's called. Oh shoot, we didn't open any hand traps, that's not good. He's playing Whitewoods. Interesting. He has Schism. He has Schism live now. So he has Reframing, Schism, 5 back row. He has an Omni Negate, which does suck. He goes Duality. Duality tributing Maximus. Wait, Duality tributing Maximus to make, what's that card called again? He's going to make Dragoon here. He's going to make Dragoon. We can at least... I think what we're forced to do is... we're forced to activate Tuning. We're going to have to go Tuning. They're going to have to chain App Cologne. We're going to have to go Tuning. They're going to have to chain their Schism. And then we have to chain Called by the Grave. But then they're going to chain Reframing, I think. If I'm remembering that correctly. So, what do I want to go off is my question. We're going to start off with Foolish Burial. I think we start off with Foolish Burial for Jet Synchron is the way to go. If we do Foolish Burial, we can go Foolish Burial for Jet Synchron. Or we can go Foolish Burial for Mazera. Because Jet Synchron sends the card. We can go Foolish Burial for Mazera. Or Daki? No, it's gotta be Foolish Burial for Mazera to prevent it from being destroyed. And then we can continue our combo if something happens. Foolish Burial for Mazera. We can normal Hajun and then go Hajun effect. Because it doesn't get destroyed. And then we can add Tuning. He knows he wants to destroy it. We can go Tuning here. We're going to activate Tuning. He hasn't triggered anything yet. We can go Tuning for Assault Synchron. We send the Ghost Bell. We can special Assault Synchron? No. We gotta... We normal Hajun. No effect for Hajun, I think. We're gonna normal Hajun. Think if we trigger Hajun effect here. If he lets us go through, then we're kind of Gucci for now. The thing is that, can I make it so... He goes Schism effect. He's gonna go Schism target App Cologne. We can go Called by the Grave. Targeting App Cologne. He's forced to go Dragoon. Or Reframing. He goes Dragoon to negate. He had the Nibiru as well. He negates the Dragoon. He goes... Oh, man. This man had Nibiru as well for it. The issue is that, like... Winda stops the whole combo. We go Daki. We summon Daki at least. But, yeah, that's a bore and a half right there. We lose against this. Yeah, we gave it a fair squeeze, man. But that is overwhelming odds, I tell you. That is an overwhelming odd. That was a pretty good deck he had, though. Alright, Pure Ease. Well, we got cooked. I'll be honest, that was a really strong, fun, cool deck he had going on. I commend him. We also drew no hand traps against him, which does hurt because, you know, I like to think that we're a hand trap society. What if I draw phase? What if I would have draw phase the... Oh. Do you think if I would have, like, draw phase called by, shotgun called by, he has to chain Schism, but then if he goes Schism, he had to chain Duality, then I could have done something about that? Is that it? Like, is that what I would have done? Is that how it could have worked? If I shotgun the called by? I just didn't want a Schism to go off. That was my issue, is that he had Schism finna go off, and that would have got me. Alright, we open Imperm at least. Oh, it's our turn. Great. You know what's funny? We actually do not have a combo at all. We don't control level 1 monster, so we're kind of screwed here. We can at least go Mayakashi Winter, normal summon Daki, trigger Winter, sending both of those to draw a card. What? This is why you don't surrender too soon. I did not have full combo. Hello, Curus. Can we have a game, please? Dude, I have yet to win a single rock, paper, scissors. That's insane. I have yet to win rock, paper, scissors at all. Also, I have yet to actually open a combo or, like, play a combo through. He goes Extrav. He's probably not playing a combo deck. He's probably playing like Voiceless Voice or Labyrinth. Voiceless Voice, Labyrinth could be something like... Because extra deck's pretty important. He's playing Labyrinth. I knew it. I literally knew it. I was like, you're playing either Voiceless Voice or Labyrinth. Now, what I could do... I'm going to put on manual just to be safe here. Depending on what they do, I can stop a lot of stuff here. We're going to hit no. Whatever they do, we can kind of stop to some degree. He said the Ash Blossom is what I know. He said Ash Blossom. We can go Mayakashi, return to add a guy. I think if we start off with tuning, he won't know what's going on. I mean, we can start off with tuning probably. We're gonna start off with tuning here. We're gonna go tuning because he does not know what deck we're playing. The value of information is kind of important. We're gonna go Assault Synchron. Oh shoot, he knows what we're playing now. Well, that sucks. Thank you for giving it all away. We're gonna go return here. If the Ash Blossom was to return, we're Gucci. Because we have cross out for the Ash Blossom, which is nice. We're gonna go return to add Hajun. He does not know what Mayakashi does. That is the importance of this. Because if we go Hajun, we're forced to normal Hajun here. We're gonna add Hajun to hand. He's gonna activate an effect. If only he had like the excavator. We're gonna go Hajun effect. If he has an imperm, we can negate it. We can cross out the imperm. We can call by the ash. We have ways to protect our Hajun from going... Oh crap, we actually got Hajun to go off. We're gonna summon Daki. We summon Daki. Part of the Labyrinth effect is that when a Labyrinth trap card is activated, it does destroy a card. But as protection, we have a Algol Mazera in our hand. So that's decent. Even if they destroy Daki, we can go Assault Synchron effect. He's going to go Big Welcome Labyrinth here. We have nothing against that. He's going to go Big Welcome Labyrinth to summon it. Labyrinth is going to trigger. We go Algol Mazera here. He spins back the Ash Blossom. He targets that. We go Algol Mazera to make him feel like that we need Daki on field. Because he know that we searched Assault Synchron as well. He goes Lovely Labyrinth to try to pop our Daki. And then just like that, we're already prevented. We already got Daki on lock. Because us going Algol Mazera on Daki makes it so they don't go Lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle to pop our Hajun. Because what we want online is actually Hajun. We needed the non-tuner here. It's lovely, Algol Mazera to protect it. So now he's forced to go Lovely Labyrinth to pop Daki if he has a chance. But he does not know that that will not be enough. Also, we're going to call by the crap out of him. As long as he didn't open Ash Blossom. I don't know if he said Ash Blossom or not. He goes Lovely Labyrinth. He's going to go Lovely Labyrinth to pop the Daki. Because if he doesn't pop the Daki, then we're still good. But he knows that we added Assault Synchron, so... You know, I'm not going to say if he was smart, he would pop the Hajun, but I think he should pop Hajun right now. If he was smart, he'll pop Hajun. He may pop Daki because he fears that Algol Mazera summoning itself would be like an issue. I mean, Daki is technically like the glue that keeps Mayakashi together though, so you never know. He resolves the effect. He destroys a card my opponent controls. He destroys Daki. Daki sent to the graveyard. Algol Mazera does summon itself. It goes from 8. I'll decrease its level to a 7. Then what we do, we're going to go Assault Synchron. We're going to trigger Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is going to summon itself. We take 700. Then just like that, we're going to go Ouroboros the Wheeled Mayakashi here. And then we're going to trigger Daki again. Because that's why we had Assault Synchron there. He has 2 more traps, probably Daruma Cannon in my opinion. I think he has a Daruma Cannon on live. You know what we could have done? Do you think we could have did like an Amblowell line? Our fire monster, we did not trigger Daki. So we could have used those 2, but Daki wanted to trigger. We had to go... What we could have done, we could have Foolish, but we don't know what his back row is, which is our issue. Because we don't know what his back row is, we couldn't hard commit into an Amblowell line. We're going to go the Poisonous Mayakashi, I think. Because we're able to make a 9 without that, so... Just know that we're able to make a 9 here. 7. Wait, is it a 7 or 9 we're trying to make? We're gonna go Daki again. Is it a Nibiru? If he has a Nibiru, we have a cross out for it, which is nice. He has 75 seconds left on the clock. We can make the 7, which is Tengu. Then the play is that we're gonna go Daki again to trigger. We're gonna trigger Daki. Then what we're gonna do, we're actually going to link summon into Yukiona the Icicle Mayakashi, because Algul Mazero does make the Yoko Ono. Using that, we're gonna go this way. 5 summons have definitely been summoned, but he's still gonna continue. We're gonna go Yuki Ono the Icicle Mayakashi here. Boom. We're going to trigger this card, target effect monster negates effects. Sure, we're gonna go Daki to chain block and then go Yoki Ono, targeting Lovely Labyrinth. We're just trying to chain block Daki right now. He's like, dude, what the heck is this guy playing? And I'm like, hey, we're cooking, man. Because the thing is that we like to see how far we can go before it's too late. Our combo's in rotation. Is it too late for him? He doesn't know what our unknowns are, which is his issue right now. We negate the Lovely Labyrinth. We go Daki again. Daki's been summoned. We then make the Link 4 to insulate our plays, which means that their banished monsters have no effect anymore. We make the Link 4. We trigger Daki again. And when Daki gets summoned, we can target a card negates effects when a monster special summon. He has 46 seconds. He doesn't know what this deck does. And I can't blame him. He goes Daruma Cannon here. So what he could do, he can go Daruma Cannon. Using Daruma Cannon's effect, he can get rid of my Mayakashi, but it won't hurt too much. Absolute Zero can target a card and negate it when a card's summoned from the graveyard. We can then go into Yoko Ono. We can go to Yoko. We can go Daki effect. Then we can start the combo all over again in a certain pattern. Alright, last but not least, we make Gasaduro. Gasaduro summon, Daki triggers. He's going to use battle phase effects, but we're kind of good here. Because I believe that this is not that bad of a situation. So what we have this card in the graveyard. We got a quick effect. We got Foolish Barrel just because. I think this is not bad. We have the Called By ready on as well. We go battle phase. We can go Gasaduro effect. We can go Gasaduro to attack. He's gonna go Welcome Labyrinth here to summon a guy. That's not bad at all. He goes Welcome Labyrinth to summon a guy. We can summon back any one of our synchros to target a monster and destroy it. We can non-targeting. We can non-targeting a spell trap and destroy it. It all depends on what we want to do here. Alright. He goes Lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. We're going to continue our attack. We're going to actually attack Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle now. He's going to trigger an effect, I guess. He's going to activate Infinite Impermanence, targeting Gasaduro. That does nothing, right? Sure. He's going to go Infinite Impermanence, targeting Gasaduro. He's going to trigger Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, which that was the issue, I guess. Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle triggers to set a trap card, right? To set a normal trap with a different name. That's not bad, I think. Can't be sure by opponent's card effects though. So, Imperm, he doesn't even have access to his, what's this called? He does not have, oh, he goes Labyrinth to activate normal resolution, destroy a card in the field, activate non-Labyrinth, special summon a fiend monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. He has nothing to special summon just yet though. Unless the card in his hand is a fiend monster, because he would have ashed me by now. He has 12 seconds left. He special summons Stovey Torby. I continue the attack. I target Lady Labyrinth. I attack with Lady Labyrinth. If I go Yoko Ono, Ooh, what if I attack with Yoko Ono and crash? If I crash Yoko Ono here, I have to special summon to make the guy's attack 0. Does it negate and make it 0, or does it just make it 0? Let's see. Target one in the face when changes stat to 0, and if you do negates effects. Alright, let's see. We can go Yuki Ono. We're gonna go Yuki Ono, banishing itself to summon... to destroy a monster, destroy a spell. We're gonna summon Yoko. We're going to trigger Yoko. And then we're going to trigger Yuki. We're going to trigger Yuki to make Labyrinth 0 attack. And we're going to trigger Yoko. So Yuki makes it 0. Yoko destroys Stovey Torby. We can then attack with Yuki. 2900. We then attack with Yoko. 2900. Then what we can do, we can go main phase 2 here. We can trigger Mayakashi Winter to banish a zombie and then make this guy. We can banish the Hajun to special summon back the Yuki. Oh, wait, what's one targets a trap? We can go special summon back the Tengu. Tengu gets special summon. We can go Tengu effect. We don't have to trigger Yuki, but we can trigger Tengu. Tengu can pop the IDP. Then we can make a second Yuki here. Using these two. We can use you and we can use you. Wait, what? What do you require? 2+? He surrendered. Hey, bro, it's the fact that we had called by, cross out, and extension with Foolish Barrel. That was the craziest part. We had extension. We played, well, he didn't have any of his furniture, so rip for him. But it's the fact we played through all of his extension, he did misplay as well. That was a good game. I'll be honest, that is our first good game. That guy was reading, he's like, what the heck does Mayakashi do, man? What the Mayakashi do, eh? That was a good game. That was a banger. I'm pretty satisfied right now. This may be the last game. I think this build ain't half bad. Alright, let's cook. Oh my lord, we finally go first. This may be like a dream come true. Alright, we open Hajun. We open Hajun, Muke, and Mayakashi. The issue is that we need Hajun to not get negated. So we're going to normal summon Hajun. We're going to go Hajun effect. We're going to summon Daki, and that is full combo. Great. Next up, we're going to go Yuki Misume effect. We're going to special summon itself. And then we're going to send Algol Mazera, I believe is the one we do. Yeah, we send Algol Mazera here for protection. We then synchro. Let's start synchroing now. We make you. We go Daki. Bingo. Sadly, we do not have, what's it called? We do not have protection against Nibiru. So what I may do here is insulate ourselves and have protection against Nibiru. Because we enter zombie synchro. We're going to make the link play. We're going to do the link play so we can have Nibiru protection here. We're going to go Yuki Misume. We're going to go Daki again. Because we need Nibiru protection here. We're gonna go Icicle. We're gonna go Daki. So we are now Nibiru. So like, if they do Nibiru us, we're in the clear. So if we do get Nibiru, we're fine. We're gonna go Tengu. We're gonna go Daki. We're gonna go Yoko. We're gonna go Daki. We're gonna make Masuro. We're gonna go Daki. And then we're gonna make the link form pass. Alright, there we go. We're gonna go Daki one more time. Alright, we got the link 4 on field. We got a little bit of... We can go absolute 0 Mayakashi if we want. to negate the Daki. Yeah, I'm gonna go absolute 0 negating my Daki, because it's a permanent negate as well. Which means that Iris Sword Soul is always online. Which is pretty nice. We're going to set the called by. We're going to set the Mayakashi story. And then we're going to pass it back. So basically we have this guy, which means if it gets destroyed we go Yoko. We have a live Iris Sword Soul. Our Iris Sword Soul's live. We have Called by the Grave. We have Manuscript to summon any one of our synchros. We also have another means to summon our synchros as well. So it's all good in the neighborhood. We have a lot of synchro coverage. He's playing... Okay, he's playing Stun? He's playing Stun, okay. He's playing Stun. He's playing Stun now. At least we have Iris Sword Soul. If we knows he's finna specimen a card from the deck, we can activate Iris Sword Soul effect. Dude, the Iris Sword Souls kinda go hard. I think it's kind of a clean idea. I like the fact that I can run Iris Sword Soul, because Yuki Onna is a permanent negate. And then banish cards are negated as well. Oh, my opponent's control, right? My opponent control. Okay, we're good. So this is kind of nice. Like, he adds True Draco. He's playing True Dracos. Okay, I got you. He's playing True Dracos. He goes True Draco Heritage to draw cards. Equals the number of guys on the field and graveyard. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, he can target a spell trap and destroy it. Interesting. We can negate a card if we just go Yuki Onna here. He's going to tribute summon. That's not going to work, right? Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, he goes this card to target a card we control and destroy it. It's Called by the Grave, which kind of sucks. He has True Drake Cavalry here. Tribute special card, tribute spell trap, and should not be targeted by face. Can't target. Wait, what? Your opponent cannot target these cards with card effects? I think you're a non-targeting negate actually, which ain't that bad. He pops the Called by, which kind of sucks. Oh, this does target, which does suck. So this is targeting, which, you know, not a fan. We still have plays. He goes True Draco Heritage to draw cards. If it's into the graveyard, you can target a spell trap and destroy it. So what we can do here, we can go Mayakashi story and then pop one of his cards, I think is the way to go. We're gonna go Mayakashi story, banishing itself. Because we can just pop one of his spell traps here, which I think Tengu does it. We can go Mayakashi story, go Tengu. Wait. Destroy one monster opponent. Yeah, actually, we're just gonna go Tengu here. We're going to trigger Tengu. And I think we have to trigger... No, Iris Sword Soul's alive. He does pop one of our cards, which does suck. We go... There we go. He can't use the effect again, which is nice. Which means he also can't tribute monsters as well. We can't target this card, right? Yeah, we can't target it with card effects. Cannot be sure by opponent's card effects either. He activates Domain of the Monarchs. Can we target another spell trap and destroy it is my question. He triggers Domain of the Monarchs. We can... Target zombie synchro, special summon a zombie monster with the same attribute. We can special Yuki Onna. No, we don't have a water. Oh, that sucks, man. He activates Domain. We cannot summon from the extra deck. He goes Domain here, but what we can do is summon... Is it Wield? We can summon Wield. He goes to battle phase. We can just summon Wield Mayakashi. I think it's a good play. Wait, what level's Wield? Okay, we're gonna go Ghost Meets Girl. We're gonna go Tengu here. We're gonna go Tengu to summon Hajun. We're going to trigger... I think I have to do one of these, right? Yeah, whatever. Yes, we go Hajun here. We're gonna go Yukiona to negate the Drake Cavalry here. We can special summon Yuki Musume here. Just to clean our deck up a little bit. He can't attack in phase. He has 0 attack. Great. Now, what we can do... We can trigger Yuki Musume. He quit. Great. Okay, well, one more game. I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of fun with this. This deck's interesting. Like, I can't believe we're winning. We're like actually winning with this deck. Okay, we did get folded going first. I mean, going second a bunch of times. We won again. Great. I mean, we're farming, brother. You wanted me to make a Mayakashi deck that's not that bad? You wanted me to make a Mayakashi deck that's like not half bad, right? Like, this isn't half bad. I won against Labyrinth. Okay, they did not open any furniture, but we did win against Labyrinth. Like, I think this ain't half bad. This is my last game, no matter what, and then I'll explain the deck because this is going on too long. This deck is so fun. I'm so glad that half of this video will probably just be me playing the game. So that's good. This is fun as heck. Alright, at least we open Imperm. He goes Fusion Destiny here, and he quits. Great. Alright, I think that was enough. Okay, I can play this deck forever. This deck is fun. This deck, like, this deck has, like, look, it was simple at first, right? I was like, okay, this deck's pretty dang simple. Do I go out of my way to make it crazy? Do I start adding stuff that dilutes the authenticity of this deck? I decided not to. I decided to just facilitate a play that's even stronger. Like, adding the hand traps to protect your Daki is always nice. Adding extension just in case you don't open Daki but you want to find Daki. Adding ways to get to Hajun is amazing. Hajun's a 1-card combo. Insulating yourself against Nibiru. Having extra hand traps against your opponent. This is a solid, nice, tight 40-card deck. We run hand traps. We have certain plays with Iris of Sword Soul. We're running a small tuning engine just so that we can like synchro into like the synchros if Daki gets in our graveyard somehow. We have searchers. We didn't even have to run Masterful Mayakashi story. We ran it as the graveyard effect. The Link 3 is by far amazing because you're activating, it does what the synchros you need to activate the synchro monster's effects while they're in the graveyard without your card being destroyed, because our synchros were not destroyed. He wanted to use the Draco guy, couldn't do it. And then the Link 4 to just give it free negates as well. I almost ran this deck out at first, like, I wasn't able to do enough. There's not enough cards I can go into. It's just kind of lame. I'm not really getting anywhere with this. I was wrong. I was so wrong. This deck is nuts. This deck is fun as heck. Now, here's the pros. The pros is it's simple to play. It's so simple. You can just pick this deck up and it plays itself. You just read a couple card effects, you read your synchros. You can play an in-archetype version of this deck, just strictly in archetype. Like, I decided to just do a little bit more, but you can play this deck fully in archetype. And it is completely synergistic all the way with the link monsters and everything as well. Like, you don't have to, and then also it has a 1-card combo. It has a 1-card combo. It's pretty xenophobic, so you don't have to learn too much about any other card, so it's like super user friendly. Now the cons. It locks you into the Mayakashi monsters, which kind of sucks. I had to do a lot to like make workarounds to this certain thing. And some of the Mayakashis do suck, I'll be honest with you. The 1-card combo does lead to there being a lot of choking points, like if your opponent has Nibiru and you don't have Crossout, you're doomed. If your opponent has a Ghost Bell against you, you're doomed. If your opponent called buys you after making full combo, you're doomed. And then I was trying to like run a hand trap lineup to prevent my opponent from like doing stuff, and then having to run ways to get the level 1 monster also kind of sucks, because if Daki isn't there, there is no combo. There is literally no combo you can do with this deck without Daki. So that's also an issue. Other than that, also the extra deck sucks, I'm gonna be honest with you. Running nothing but the synchros and the links, I mean, like, yeah, it's kind of not bad, but that's also kind of an issue. I think I built a pretty decent deck based off my abilities. I'm pretty happy with how the games went, though like 80% of the games was me lose dice roll and then opponent leaves for some reason. So yeah, maybe I should start playing this against y'all. So maybe let me know. Other than that, this deck is freaking fun. This deck is fun. Thank you for recommending me TA Mayakashi. I can now play this just against anybody now. As like a pretty cool, low to the ground, generic cool deck. Yeah, it's like manufactured combos because it just summons itself back and link climbs, but it teaches you a lot. I think it teaches me a lot. I'm really happy how this deck turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you want. If you want me to format the video better, change a certain thing, add a certain thing. Let me know what you want to see next for the archetype list as well. I love to hear what you got. This is Minos. Ciao.